he was on the Gordon Ramsey MMA or AMA. Gordon Ramsey
MMA, awesome. I would pay to see that. I would so pay to see
Hell's
that.
fucking Kitchen.
He will insult you into submission, and then he'll make you excellent scrambled eggs.
Welcome to the San Diego Covalence Podcast, where we're still waiting for the Zika virus and porn with condoms.
Soon.
Holding my breath for that. Just waiting.
The next election that comes up is the opportunity for condoms in porn to be passed for California.
For the whole state?
Yeah, for the whole state.
Jeez.
Because we basically want to push all of that to Nevada. We want to give all of our porn money to Las Vegas.
Fucking anybody but here, apparently. The other thing is they won't, if they want to do like a money shot, the performer receiving the money shot will have to wear eye protection and a face mask.
That is stupid.
If you're into that,
That's going to appeal to a certain clientele.
Dude,
Nah.
latex porn is going to go off the charts. All those fetish freaks are like, fuck yes, condoms for everyone.
Well, when LA
Maybe it's a
passed
latex
that,
porn fetish conspiracy.
Maybe. When LA passed that law, all of that moved, because the Valley was where they shot tons and tons of porn. And they all moved to Las Vegas because no state tax and no regulations. So it's just guaranteeing that it moves more and more out.
I was reading an article on Reddit, and apparently James Dean got fined like $77,000 for not using a condom in a porn that he shot in West Hollywood. It's like, wow, that's brutal.
It's crazy.
Well, this is a guy who he has Lloyd's of London and sure his penis, does he not?
I don't know. You would think so.
I think so.
You're the connoisseur.
I just know things. That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
All right, Tyrion. I saw the most random Reddit fact. It's the user fucks with ducks, that guy. Mm-hmm. And he was posting about how he's seen so many porns that he can tell what house it is because there's one house that has a rubber duck. And he's like, okay. And he posted pictures of like, this is them fucking, and there's a rubber duck in the background, and this is from a different angle, and there's that same rubber duck. Like, you know, because the guy has a rubber duck obsession. And like, it's actually impressive too. Like, whenever he shows up, I read through his stuff, and like, I don't know, it's just weird that he knew.
Is this like a small rubber duck, or is this a big?
No, this is just like a normal, like,
rubber duck?
rubber ducky that you put in there. And the dude has like a fascination with him. Like, he was on the Gordon Ramsey MMA or AMA. Gordon Ramsey
MMA, awesome. I would pay to see that. I would so pay to see
Hell's
that.
fucking Kitchen.
He will insult you into submission, and then he'll make you excellent scrambled eggs.
My bad. Okay, but yeah, I saw him on the Gordon Ramsey AMA, and he asked him about like how in Hell's Kitchen they dropped a bunch of rubber ducks. So if you ever see him, the dude's fucking interesting as hell. Like, really fucking, he fucks with ducks. That's what he does.
What's his Reddit username?
User fucks with ducks.
User fucks with ducks.
Or not, the username is fucks with ducks. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I'm butchering that. But yeah, look him up, dude. Like, it's just random duck facts about like the earliest ones ever made and this and that.
But it's only rubber ducks?
Rubber ducks. The dude just fucking loves rubber ducks. I don't know why.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. But he's really educated. Like, I'm impressed. Because, like, he had some weird obsession with it. Like, yeah, but, like, he's knowledgeable, too. So I'm like, oh, whatever.
Is Gordon Ramsay not the best fucking, like, TV chef dude ever? Because I think he's fucking great.
No, he's just embracing his assholeness. That's all he's doing. It's not really...
He's not really... I don't think he's really an asshole. He's just
he
very...
demands equality is what it is.
He's an asshole. No, like, he does... and he's been sued and settled out of court so many times for...
Sued for what?
For him
being an asshole.
being over the top, you know, parading people unnecessarily, saying things that weren't necessarily true about people. I mean, he goes so out of the way on all his different shows. He's done a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's just a bunch of cucks trying to fucking sue him.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know, but it happens all the time.
I feel like part of that is his personality. Like, he plays it up with the camera, but at a certain level, he's like that too. Like, I want to believe that he doesn't flip it off as soon as the camera goes away, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm Gordon Ramsey," blah blah. Like,
No,
like
I mean,
he's just intense all the time.
Like his little holiday specials
Your
where he
fucking
cooks at his
soup
house.
sucks, mate.
Yeah, no, he like when he's cooking and he's doing it himself, he is totally benign, totally nice, all that stuff. But the thing is the guy he learned from, I can't remember his name right now. It totally escaped me. I was
Chef
thinking about it
Boyardee?
too. No, he's got like dark curly hair.
I don't know.
In one of the shows, he took him out hunting and they did a pub crawl or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's who he studied under. That guy's a right prick. He is a total fucking bastard. And whatever Gordon Ramsay is now, he paid his dues under that guy.
He's probably like a puppy dog compared to him.
Yeah, well, not now. I mean,
I used
now
to
he
love
hangs
that
up.
show, Hell's Kitchen. I've probably seen like at least 2 full seasons of it.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I could run a restaurant now.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like,
I've
it
never
always
seen any of his shows.
it
Really?
comes on-
Oh,
pretty good.
They're so
I've
good.
only seen the ones. I've seen like one episode of the ones where he goes into somebody's restaurant.
That's Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Where he fixes
No,
it.
Yeah,
Hell's
well, he
Kitchen
fixes it.
is a cooking.
yeah.
like
What's
cook-off.
the other
game.
one?
The other one is Kitchen Nightmare.
Kitchen
That
Nightmare.
one.
That's
Yes.
when he rescues other people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, "You can't cook worth a shit."
Rescues.
Yeah, he seems like a dick, but he also kind of seems nice.
He's totally
None-
nice.
Yeah.
None
He's
of
a
those
dick to
restaurants
people.
ever
who suck.
make it.
Yeah, he's a dick to people who are like bullshitting. It's like their restaurant sucks. They're trying to cook something with, frozen shit, which he hates, right? And then he's like,
It's
"Why are
dirty
you
as
doing
hell."
this?" And then the person will come up with some bullshit answer, and then he starts tearing into them, But the minute they break down and like really just put their cards out on the table, then he's super nice.
Yeah. He's
I
like, "Hey
saw
man."
the most famous one. It was like the place in Arizona, and it's like a younger girl married to this really older dude, and they like blow up. I don't remember what the heck. I think they're an Italian restaurant or something like that. I
That
remember
doesn't
just-
help because like every other one's
I
an
remember it
Italian
made
restaurant.
headlines
Or
afterwards.
an Italian pub, or an Irish pub. I mean,
It's just that he comes in with legitimately good advice. I remember one he sat down and he asked for the menu. And the menu has like 80 different items on it. So he's like, "I want one of each. I want one of everything you make."
yeah.
And then he just sits there for like 2 hours while they bring all the stuff.
I mean, come on. If you got 80 items, that's a dick move to order.
No,
one
because the
Walmart.
thing is he trying to tell them like you can't be really good at anything
Yeah.
if
it's-
you're
if
trying to
shotgun
cater to
blasting
all
everything.
of this stuff. You're never going to be
Specialize.
really good at anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Cheesecake Factory.
Do they have
They
a lot
have-
of stuff there?
Have you never eaten there? They have like 100 things on their menu.
Oh, I don't.
It's a book, and you
It
flip
is.
pages.
Sounds horrible.
it is. It's the worst.
No
It's
follow
not- it's
comment.
not that-
It is.
It's not
I-
bad, but it's not great.
No, I mean, look,
No, it's not worth a
Cheesecake.
$25 cheeseburger. That's the
No.
thing.
No.
No,
It's not worth fucking $15 of macaroni and cheese. You're like, what the fuck, man?
can't be that good. I don't know. I feel like he just comes in with passion. Like he has a certain expectation for it. And if you don't give him that, he's like, dude, this is like, I don't know. If I'm being, and especially in a creative field like that, you have to like constantly strive for the best, or else you're going to go under and like you'll get eaten
But-
alive.
But how much of that do you think it's real? It's a quote unquote reality show.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to believe he has the purest intentions when the cameras are off too, and he's still a little bit like that. But I do think as soon as they flick on, he's like, okay, I need to pump this up a bit. I need to
Sure.
Well,
and
you
of course
definitely
they
need
can
to
edit
be
it, too.
entertaining.
Yeah,
It's got to be entertaining.
yeah.
And
There's no conflict if he just goes in and the people say, "Oh, okay," then it
Yeah,
would
then
make
yeah.
no one would watch.
Yeah, he has to tear into them to be like, oh my god, you see
Well, and
Gordon?
they have to push back.
Yeah, because
Or cry.
it's that conflict, yeah, that people want.
I feel like you can tell when somebody's crying for real and fake. They like you said, they a lot of times they do have like a breakdown moment in the alley behind the restaurant where the person's like throwing down their shit and
Right
they're
before
giving
the
up.
second commercial, that's when they break down.
Oh yeah, well, they've perfected the commercial.
Yeah,
shit.
they have the formula.
The editing,
Yeah.
the editing's
you
perfect.
know how you can tell. The best way to tell if there's fake crying or not is usually fake crying follows a statement. You are not the father. That's when you know it's fake crying. What? Come on, tell me you haven't watched those Maury Povich things.
Have you ever
from
been to one of
Resident
those? Was more your things?
No.
You've been to one of those?
I haven't. My roommate in Chicago.
Somebody took you on one, didn't they?
Fuck.
Wait a minute.
I
What-
was not the
what
father.
episode were you
I was
on?
not the father. It was the midget father one is what it was. My father's not a midget. No, my roommate in Chicago, he went to go see the Jerry Springer show. He said it was pretty entertaining. And this is like post Jerry Springer when he had like amputees walking around and like all like it was like a sideshow almost. And he's like, well, it was pretty cool. You stand in line for a while, and then Jerry, like, everybody goes inside. And he said the place, like, it looks big, but it's not that big at all. It's really, really small. Only, like, 50 or so people in there, but the cameras make it look bigger. And then Jerry would come out, and he's actually a comedian, Jerry Springer. That's how he started off. And then he warms the crowd up, and he's like, okay, like, he tells a few jokes. And then they get going, and they're like, all right, when something happens, like, they kind of tell the crowd, they're like, react to it. You're supposed to. It's a show. It's fun. So, like, part of that's scripted, too, as they beef it up.
He was also, like, some mayor.
Yeah, he
Really?
was Cincinnati or something.
Yeah, he was a mayor.
Well, that explains a lot. Cincinnati's a crap hole.
He also, like, he's friends with Adam Carolla, and when Adam Carolla cannot host his daily podcast show, like, he has been a host on his podcast
Holy
a couple
shit.
of times.
This dude works hard.
Dude, he's a cool dude. I like
Hustle.
that guy.
Yeah.
I never liked the Jerry Springer show stuff.
The show itself.
Yeah.
It always seemed like stupid, just like white trash problems.
Yeah,
Like,
just a bunch
really-
of trailer trash. Like, fuck.
It's a new meme, white trash problem.
Is this where I confess that I actually had a neighbor who was on the show
Yes.
and they lived in a trailer?
Yeah, and how'd that go? What
Tell,
you do?
tell us all about
Tell the
it.
story.
What else? They're from Alabama. What do you expect?
Male or female?
Both.
Both.
Because
So
they're
what was the episode about?
How many total teeth did they have?
3.
Between the two of them.
Yeah. 3.
Well, they shared one. They
three actual still attached teeth. The rest were store bought.
Gross. Like,
Hang on, let me
Tic-Tacs.
say sarsaparilla one more time.
Sarsaparilla.
Yeah. No,
Anyway.
it was a show about people who were married that were previously related before the marriage, of course.
Hold on, you can't get
Technically,
get unrelated.
When you're married, you're related. That's your relationship.
Oh,
You're
you
married
mean
to
like
each other.
married through like so like?
No, like
like
you
they're
married
cousins,
your
and
cousin.
then they.
Oh, that's gross.
It's Alabama.
Is it?
We're known for 2 things: football and 3 things:
Incest,
football, racism, and incest.
football, incest, and incest.
Yeah, that's it. Counts twice.
I remember reading up on this, and you can actually you can have sex with your brother or sister. It only increases the chance of some sort of like unwanted mutation by 1% versus having sex with a stranger, someone who's completely non-related to
Knowing you have a brother, this bothers me deeply.
you. Well, I wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to get pregnant with a mutant.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, they did it in the Middle Ages all the time to keep the bloodline pure. Like,
They do it on Game of Thrones.
yeah. Well, it's different. That's fictional character.
Don't bring that up, dude. I'm still sad it's over.
I'm sorry.
Cersei's a beast, dude. Don't fuck with that bitch.
Oh, that was totally. All right, we've all seen it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. And if you're getting spoilers at this point, well, fuck you. That's all I can say.
You're not a fan. You're not watching it
You're not
by the
watching
time
it.
this comes out.
No, that she just like the best one was that I saw was that her son Tommen, is that his name?
Yeah.
That he takes King's Landing a little too literally.
Yep. As a new meaning now.
Oh wow!
I like the directorial style in this one though, because it's like it's the frame out the window, looking out the window, seeing the smoldering of the septum. He walks back. You hear him take off his
septum?
crown. That's the church. That's what it's
The
called.
sept.
Is it the sept? I thought it was
Isn't
the septum.
isn't the septum right here
Yeah.
in your nose?
Oh, dude, that's the
But no,
ugliest
they
thing.
refer to him as septums.
Sidebar: when like chicks can be,
Septin.
Septum.
But you prefer your chicks septum free?
dude.
Just
No,
one-
like
one
when they,
big nostril?
yeah, just
Just one more hole,
An
buddy.
omni
One more
hole.
hole. Omni hole. Wow.
You start fucking that septum free nose.
oh,
All right.
dude, no,
Wow.
so gross.
It's self-lubricating. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's like
dude.
we're going this way.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
So no,
It's the perfect kind of
You
lube.
brought it up.
no,
It is
You
the
brought it
perfect
up.
kind of lube. I mean, when they're hocking a loogie, where are they getting that lube
Stop.
from? It's coming from the nose. You just go stick your dick right in the source.
I I can't get that out of my head now. Fuck it.
If there's a crusty in there though, that's gonna rake your cock.
I hate each and every one of you.
It's called texture,
so
bro.
No.
Yeah, it's just called texture. They soften up, just like when you put your finger in there and you just kind of roll it. It softens up.
Can you guys talk about anything else? That's so nasty. I was gonna say, there's nothing worse when a girl's hot and then she has that stupid septum piercing, but God damn it, I can't unthink of that. Thanks a lot. I appreciate
that. Bothers
See,
you?
now you can just yank it out.
Fucking a giant nose hole, with no bridge or nothing.
If she's got the septum piercing, all you got to do is rip it out and go for gold.
No, I'm talking about if you only had one nostril.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You rip that ring out. You rip.
No. There's just one without the bridge in your nose, the cartilage, and there was just a
hole there.
Hole, yeah.
Like
why
the fucking
does the
Red
nose
Skull
ring
or some
bother you?
shit.
I just think it looks stupid. It looks dumb.
Yeah, but a lot of shit chicks wear they look dumb as fuck.
I just I don't know. Whenever I see
Uggs.
it, whenever I see it, I just want to grab it and
Go to
rip
Hillcrest.
it
You'll
out.
see everybody.
Feels
wearing
like
Uggs.
Oh, I know. I just think Uggs look stupid. That's how I know they're not dressing for us.
Well, it's called Uggs. It's ugly as shit.
It's supposed to be for ugly weather.
Wait, is that what they say?
Yeah.
Who said that?
That's their little
the slogan?
motto?
Logo?
No,
Slogan.
I don't know.
Catchphrase.
Yeah, it's like a catchphrase.
Tagline.
But there's a special word for it when your company statement
Slogans.
Motto.
Yeah, keep saying motto. Maybe I'll change my mind. Say it one more time.
Motto.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly the word I was thinking of.
I'm trying to tagline. What else would it be?
Speaking of chicks, there's a new app out, and it's called It's an app that basically tells people you're not available for you, and it dumps people for you. And
Wow.
It's called GhostBot, a new app
So you
that
can
will
ghost
use
chicks.
a bot to reject people for you.
You should probably download that.
I just copy paste the same text over and over and change the name.
I have herpes. Thanks for meeting me.
Frowny face. You should get checked out, smiley face. And that's it.
I mean, that'd be a good go-to move, right? Like if you met somebody, like it's the first date, and you meet. I don't know. People don't really go on dates anymore. You just kind of meet somewhere.
You hang out.
Get
a drink.
coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
And if it's not going so well, then you just say, I think it's fair that I always tell people this on the first date that I have herpes. And that's your way to get them to go away, unless you're fucked up. They're like, oh my god, me too.
Yeah, we can bond over this.
Then what do you do?
Then you get herpes.
The gift that keeps on giving. Straight from Vegas.
You don't back down. That's a pussy move.
You keep eye contact. You stare them down.
Yeah.
And you rip out their nose ring and fuck them in their nose hole.
So how does this app work?
Dick.
Does it come from just an anonymous phone number, like one of the 5-digit phone numbers?
I didn't go that deep, but it texts for you, from you, as you.
All right, hang on. In this line, there's an app called Spoiled that gives Game of Thrones episodes information anonymously via text to anyone you select. So you spoil the show.
Terrible.
That's
What a dick.
That's how you don't have
That's
friends
how you
anymore.
break up with somebody.
Damn, that's fucked up.
That's good.
Seriously.
Yeah.
What happens if somebody just made a harassment app and they're just like, yeah, just put anybody's phone number in it and it'll text them harassing shit every once in a while, and it'll just keep changing the phone number so you can't block it.
That's the worst thing ever, dude. What kind of dick do you have to be to do that? Do something else with your time. So, how can I fuck with people on a mass level? Here we go.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Bots are getting kind of ridiculous. A couple of weeks ago, I remember hearing that there was a bot on Twitter that was arguing with Trump supporters. And people were arguing with it for hours. They had no idea.
That says a lot about Trump supporters.
They're
It really
sitting there
does.
thinking about their intellectual argument that they're going to reply, and the thing's like, you're a cuck. What the fuck? All these people trying to have the last word, and it just spits out a response to them
A
immediately.
random Trump generated thing.
Uh-huh.
I have the best responses ever. You're a cuck. And that's it.
Damn.
I just want to respond to people now.
It was IBM Watson. That's what was behind that, wasn't it?
What?
No, but that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
They're using that thing for everything now.
Yeah, they're using it to cure cancer.
They're
custom tailoring treatment. They've partnered with the VA. VA treats roughly 3 to 4% of people in the U.S. with cancer, and they said this was a great target, test market for this. And they basically give Watson all the information about the patient, and then Watson scours the internet looking for the best way to custom tailor their treatment for best results.
I don't think it's just the internet. Watson's been fed
all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
thousands, if not millions, of
going to,
medical
Ask
research
Jeeves
papers.
And
it's definitely not going to Ask
Wikipedia.
Jeeves. If you
WebMD.
go to WebMD, you have it. That's
Everything's
They
cancer.
should just rename it to youaresick.com. Because that's
You have
all you feel like.
sleepcancer.com. That's it.
If you go there,
Sleep
you
cancer.
will qualify for all the symptoms. Fuck WebMD.
Yeah,
You know how I
feel
know I
tired.
can't trust MDs because they're still saying the same shit about food that we already all know is fucking wrong. They're just still
margarine is still good for you.
no, yeah, or that saturated fats are really bad and you should reduce saturated fats to lower your cholesterol. And there's already been hundreds of papers that show there's no correlation between cholesterol in fats and cholesterol inside of your body. Right? There's no correlation whatsoever. You can eat all the eggs you want. It's not gonna do anything. It's stupid. Well, at least in biology, every cell in your body is made of cholesterol. That's what makes it, waterproof, right? So that it can its little skin shell body is made of lipid proteins that are cholesterol. So your whole body is basically made of fat, at least a large portion of it. But I don't know. I don't like WebMD. I feel like you go there and everything's so broad, so open. People are just going to go there and then feel like they're fucking sick after that. Do you feel tired? Oh my god, all the time.
It's a
Do you ever wake up?
hypochondriac's website.
Yeah, it really is. It's retarded. Jackie and I actually were talking about. There's been a lot of documentaries about the whole prison system, and we have all these people in prison, and we don't really rehab people in prison, and there's all these other countries and some specific cities that have decided to go a different route with their spending and actually try to rehab people and spend money on preventative drug abuse and all these things. So I got to thinking, right now. You have the HEPA laws, right? Is that what they're called?
HIPAA?
HIPAA?
Yeah.
That basically are supposed to keep all your medical records secret and private and all that stuff. I feel like we're trending towards kind of the European model. Eventually medicine will be really socialized, more and more and more.
Sure.
What do you think about this idea? If you get free medical treatment from the government, shouldn't all of your data be submitted to some sort of university that studies different diseases? Because a lot of the one of the big drawbacks is that whenever they want to go get data, they've got to pay people to submit their DNA or all of their stuff. You can't get it unless people voluntarily give you the stuff. And things like IBM Watson, they're brilliant at number crunching massive volumes of raw data, to pick out any types of trends or whatever that are in that data. So to me, it seems like a fair, logical exchange that if you want to get free medical treatment from the government, you should also have to sign off that this is your age, your body type, your DNA, and then that goes into the system that helps them, use that data to develop, cures and treatments.
Sure. I think that would be fine. You could even just scrub their name.
Sure.
It could just be, like you said, such and such an age, sex,
Well,
where they're from.
The two things that is location, environmental factors are going to play into that, and that to me would still funnel it down too closely to say that they could figure out who you are and do you trust them?
the thing is we can ask that question, and I think like in our minds we go, no, I don't trust them. But yet everybody's on Facebook. Use it
for that's bad.
I mean,
they already have. Look at. Let's just. I just think privacy's over. It's dead. It's gone. You carrying around a phone that not you, because you got the 3+1 - 2 7 phone, but everybody else that's got an Android phone or an Apple phone, like you can go on there and that damn thing's keeping track of wherever you fucking go.
Yep.
You know, even if you're not giving one person all of your information, Google is only collecting shit on you to sell it, right? And Facebook's probably selling your data too, and a myriad of other apps are selling your data. So one person's going to get all that data anyways eventually, because advertising companies are going to collect it. They're not going to buy just from Google. They're buying from Google. They're buying from Facebook. They're buying from Verizon. And then they're parsing all of that data together, you know, to get a much wider scope, you know, picture on it. Like, I guess my idea was more if you go to almost anywhere there's like a pharmacy, there's that time of the year where they start giving out like the free flu shot.
Sure.
Okay, well, you want the free flu shot. We also just get to do a swab inside your cheek and get your DNA. Maybe that's just it. Because one thing that would be interesting is if you have, I don't know, 150 million people who all go to get the flu shot, and then being able to correlate that to see, you know, is there a specific set of DNA that, you know, causes these particular group to actually get sick, you know, versus these people that don't get sick. Another thing that'd be cool is like to see how your DNA changes over your life, right? Because you're going to have different gene expression that occurs based on whatever your socio-economic standards are. You know, people that live in poverty are going to have different gene expression than people who live at the 1% or anywhere in the middle. You know, stress changes it. Meditation changes it. You know, your genes express differently based on whatever's going on. There's a lot of valuable data in there, basically.
I feel like with something like that, you already could do that with social security numbers. So whenever somebody goes in, you have to write your social or whatever, and then that's how they could pull it. As soon as you said, though, like, let me take your DNA, my initial reaction was like, what the fuck are you going to do with my DNA?
Clone you.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what you're doing with it.
Create a clone army.
Well, and just
Bro,
because...
your DNA sucks.
Yeah,
right?
well...
There's nothing good in there that...
just like...
You don't think the military already has your DNA?
Oh, yeah, they have lots of it. The thing that I'm getting at is that an initial public reaction is like, why? Like, they don't... But if you say, would you like to... allow your information to be accessible to prevent further outbreaks of disease for the United States or for people like you. If you word it the right way, people will be like, oh, yeah, of course, all the time. I think you could get it, but you have to pander to your audience, you know? Because if you're like, let me take your DNA, people are going to be like, why the fuck do you want my DNA? What are you going to do with it? Oh my God, you're going to track me? You're going to clone me? What do you like? I don't want that. I don't know what you're going to do with it.
If I ever start a company, you are not going to just be head of marketing. You will be chief propaganda officer.
Well, the thing is like I worked with when I was in college, I worked for the Opinion Research Center. We would call people up for the CDC and ask them questions, and half of it's like people are immediately when you ask them a question like that, their guards go up right away. They're like, why do you want it? Who the fuck are you? I don't know who you are. You're invading my privacy. Like,
but if you say it's for a common good.
Yeah, if you say it's for a cause,
sure.
if you're like, oh, we're studying sickle cell anemia, people, and then like, oh my God, my son has that. Yes, I'd love to tell you every single thing I know.
So you were calling black people.
But yeah, a lot of it was. Actually, I noticed that I stopped getting people with black names and more white people names because I have like almost no accent. I have a very like Caucasian accent, so
Californian accent.
Yeah, I would get a lot of Jeffs, Chads, Rob, Stevens, James, those, and like the girls sitting next, like a couple, like people sitting next to me would get Robertos, Alexes, Alejandros, and then other people get the Quan, Shanice, all those other ones too. So I think like they actually took my voice and matched me up. But digression, tangent, back to the point. Right. I think if people would say if it's for a good cause, if you could prove to them that you're not just going to sell it to like, oh, well, you have a genetic tendency to like Cheetos more than Fritos, and then they're like, as long as they know they're not being played and they're going for a greater good, I think you could get away with it, and you could file it by the social.
I mean, you could do it, but the thing is the old adage: if you're not buying a product, you are the product, and that's the thing. It's like if you're not buying your flu shot, then they're selling that information that you got a flu shot on to somebody. And that's how I would look at it from here.
Doesn't the government I always imagined that the government subsidizes flu shots because the idea is that it's less costly to produce a bunch of flu shots than to, on the flip side, try to subsidize the hospital when they get bombarded by people with the fucking flu who are about to die. I just think it's sort of a trade, right? Like, because if CVS can collect all of that stuff, all that information, then they can recoup some of that money as well, right? They can sell that data to research institutes who want, that information.
Yeah.
Because it would be valuable information to see what's going on. Even without knowing exactly their name or their social security number, just knowing genetically what's going on in San Diego or LA or whatever, I'm sure
you'd
there's
get better information if you could track the same person.
100%. You definitely could. I mean, that would be the ideal thing, right? Because you be able to have all that information.
They should just make it an option. Like if you go to Kaiser, you go to Sharp, or wherever you go, it's part of your questionnaire when you fill out. If you want to share this data with the CDC or the National Research Institute or whatever, you can share your personal health information.
It'd be like an organ donor thing on your driver's license. Do you want to be an organ donor? Do you want to share your medical information with research institutes?
Yeah, why don't they do that? I would say yes.
Good question. I would too.
But there's no incentive other than the common good. He's saying that you could at least get a break on all this medical stuff we're paying out the ass for.
No, you wouldn't get a break because you'd still pay them, and they'd ask, "Can we collect your data?"
I'm just I just used the flu shot as an example because that's free.
Okay,
you can go and get a flu shot for free. I think it's free, or it's super duper cheap.
It's really cheap.
They give them at like Vaughn's.
Yeah, Vaughn's, CVS,
you can go to all the public health clinics, I think, and get them for free.
Yeah.
So why not get something that establishment could use to just, again, money is the greatest motivator for any corporation and institution, right? So if they know they can get money, then
or individual,
right? It's a great motivator. Just like if there was money in getting homeless people off the street, it would be done already.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There's no money behind it.
Yeah, because you're right.
So you put a small incentive, and again, it's a numbers thing that would just add up. If you had 1 million people, even if you're only getting 10 cents per person times $1 million twice a year, whatever it is. But yeah, the flip side is that people don't like the idea of a centralized database that has information on every single person. They don't like that. That's but I feel like that's
like
already
said,
happening.
Too late.
It's too late. Yeah, I don't know if it was true or not, but I saw an article. I subscribe to R Hillary for Prison. I don't know if you guys subscribe to that.
Found that subreddit? Didn't you start that?
Did I start it? No.
Aren't you a mod?
I would have loved to have started it. But actually, you know what? I was thinking, it'd be a cool subreddit. I don't know if it exists. Would be like a subreddit called like the media debunked. Like every time there's
Snopes.
Yeah, kind of like Snopes.
Yeah.
But I feel like Snopes is kind of more for just general rumors.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Snopes?
Mm-mm.
Snopes is like there was an example where this was a big hyped story a long time ago. I don't know how long ago, but it was a while ago, where an Asian dude, maybe China or Japan or whatever, maybe it was Korea. A guy married this beautiful woman, and then they had kids, and the kids were all super ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And
plastic surgery.
And the guy was like, "What the fuck?" And then he found out that his wife had a bunch of plastic surgery, and then he divorced her and sued her for
fraud.
Defrauding him.
Yeah.
And that was a big story, like an internet rumor thing.
And
there was even articles written on it.
Yeah.
And they used some stock image photo
pictures
of some woman, some innocent woman who had nothing to do with it, and her life actually got super shitty because she was a model, and people didn't want to deal with her or work with her, but you find out it was just fake. And you go to Snopes and you can find out that story was not true at all.
They do that with politics too. Like when they're having a debate, they'll go back. Like it's not immediate, but they'll go back the next day and they'll basically fact check them. And it'll be like a scale of like it's like red to green. Like green's like 100% true, red's false. And it'll be like where. Yeah, I don't know what it's called exactly.
Sure.
Yeah, something like that.
Right, and that one's good. I just think that there could be a Reddit just focused on that. Like anytime the media basically put out disinformation, because that shit happens all the time. You can't even keep up with all the disinformation because there's a flood of new disinformation always coming, and you like never look back. You just you do the Facebook or whatever. You just read the headline. You're like, oh my god, fucking Hillary burned 20 children alive, right? Share next, next fucking. Headline, whatever it is.
One of the most recent Snopes things in that line is our best of post talking about Michael Jackson and how like all the child molestation charges were fake and all this kind of stuff, and how after all that they found like all this really, really fucked up porn in this place.
Those.
Yeah, Snopes
made like
totally
a news
disproved
round.
it.
Oh, really? It was all fake.
There was none of that stuff was found. None of those people.
That made
were
a
saying anything.
ton of like Facebook news.
It was all
Why
over the
doesn't
place.
the retraction ever get or like?
Because the rules governing what's put out on the internet are taken case by case.
But why don't ever? I mean, a lot of people share stuff like that. So why don't people share the "No, this is wrong" post?
Yeah, the media debunked like version. Like this was a lie. Or this was
because
made
then I
up.
feel like when it gets shared around on Facebook or wherever else, people that don't care to read more into it or follow up on it now believe that false fact.
Right. And then you get Jeff.
Really, he's the most skeptical person of all of us.
Says the guy who proclaims that we thought he founded the subreddit Hillary for Prison.
You just said that. You're spreading the misinformation, dude. You're like, you founded it. Oh my god. We're like, Jeff founded it. He's like,
Snopes Chad right now. Somebody Snopes this dude.
I'm like, dude, this literally just happened a few seconds ago. We can go back to the time marker.
No, it's too late.
Well,
It's too late. On to the next
I
one.
believe it now.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's on Facebook. I saw it on
It's already
Facebook.
part of the guys. No, what you get is people who believe so much stuff, and they form their opinions so hard, so steadfastly that nothing you do, no retraction, no anything is going to change it.
Isn't that all about what's going on in our political system right
That's
now?
what's going
Like,
on. Period in society. It's not even
all the
politics.
Donald Trump things where he never has any facts, but I'm hearing people say, or I read somewhere that people said, and he says something crazy, and then no one ever goes back and follows up on it. So all the people who are at home or watching the YouTube video or looking at someone's post on Facebook read this and think, holy shit, and then never follow up to realize,
They never bother to go back and check. They never bother to investigate. And that's the thing. Nobody bothers to go and find all the facts and actual facts. They think, oh, well, I found something that's close enough to a fact, I'll run with it.
Yeah, like his latest speech is, we are the highest taxed nation in the world.
That's completely not even true.
Nowhere close to being true.
No, but
Anybody,
but anybody that would see that small little clip takes it and say, "Oh shit, that's terrible. We need to do something about
fits in
this."
with all that Tea Party shit I was doing 5 years ago.
Do you guys think that does Trump still have like a pretty decent? Because I felt like a month ago.
Well, I saw on Facebook
he was,
that there's one poll that puts him in the lead.
I know, fucking poll.
There's always that one poll.
But you get a sense for the vibe, right? Like
the vibe is definitely going downhill fast
for Trump, right?
Yeah,
it feels like the Trump.
I do not think so. I think he is still hanging in better than he should.
I definitely feel like the tide has turned and it is swiftly moving the other way.
There's definitely like a lot more negative shit coming onto him from the media. I feel.
I think that's what happened after he turned on them and booted.
But
Washington
is there enough anger in America still to vote him out of spite of the establishment? That's what. Because to me,
well, I think there's enough stupidity. Look at the Brexit.
Ignorance. Ignorance
Excuse
is the
me.
word.
ignorance?
Well,
I'm gonna.
okay.
I'm just saying it's
I
like,
would actually say both because look at the Brexit vote.
Okay.
The day afterwards, there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, I just wanted to vote to leave, but I didn't really want to leave. I just wanted to send a message."
Yeah.
And I'm sad that we're doing this, or I'm like, people really upset. You're like, that's stupid.
But do you believe that? Because I don't believe that.
You don't believe that they voted?
Oh no,
Wait,
I think
There's people on the news talking about it who are British and I feel like that's the most British thing to do ever. Also, to say screw you, Europe. But secretly think, well, I don't really want to leave. I just want to give you the big middle finger or the two.
I don't care.
Okay, so
They could do whatever. They could stay in the EU. They could leave the EU. They could do a fucking dance with the EU. They could hump them one night and then not call them again. I don't give a fuck. They could text them 3 days later and say, you know what, I don't really like this. Let them do whatever they want.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The whole thing is the reason that the media, to me, all right, this is my the media's disinformation, is they don't ever. From any major news organization, I've yet to see like the actual breakdown for what is the motivation for them wanting to leave the EU. And I've listened to other people talk about what the motivation was. Is like
you watch to Boris and the other guy who are the big proponents of leaving.
Is that his name? Farage?
Something like that.
One
of the main guys is basically like British Donald Trump. He's terrible.
Immigration.
He's even got the hair for it too.
Yeah, that's Boris. He was the mayor of London before.
Yeah.
The other guy is the one who's like says terrible crap and like won't ever apologize for saying terrible stuff when it gets called on it. He's basically Donald Trump.
He's my former boss.
Yeah, there you go.
I listened to this show called No Agenda, and it's great because what they do is they grab memes out of the social media.
Sure.
Right? Not social media, out of the established mainstream media. And one of the memes right now is that this is all Trump mentality, right? That this is all racist shit, that all the people who voted to leave the EU are racist. All the same things that are said about Trump. And they're actually calling it Trumpism. That a Trumpism is taking over in Europe. And what some of the proponents for are basically saying is there is the same economic inequality occurring in Europe that is occurring here, where the 1% are pulling so far away, and the rest of the middle class is being destroyed, and jobs are continuing to go down. And one of the things that
well, that would be really dumb to vote to leave, because the good thing about the EU is that you can work in any country that you want to.
They don't want to work in other countries. They want to work in their country, and they don't want other countries telling them how many immigrants they have to take in.
It's nationalism.
Because the more immigrants that come in, the more it drives the labor force market down for money, right? So more immigrants come in and keep competing for their labor jobs, that they're driving those wages down, and the people are getting pissed off.
Well, that's what happens here in San Diego.
Of course. And so the other thing was, like, they're told how much fish they can get out of the water, right? All major economic decisions are out of their hands. They cannot vote for themselves, and they can't even elect the people who are in the EU electorate, like the people that are making the decisions. It's one of those things where they elect a representative, and then their representatives elect a representative for the EU.
That's exactly how the British Parliament's set up, though.
Right, and it just it's farther out of their reach to actually enact.
Well, I mean,
they
still have representation, or they did until they left. Now the problem is, all the people that they're going to trade with, besides us, are still EU, so they're still going to have to comply with all the rules, all the labor laws, all the restrictions for products.
But they can now, at least they can pick and choose. But see, here's the other thing is already
they can't pick and choose if they want to.
There's already more movements for other countries also wanting to exit the EU now. They're like, well, fuck it. If Britain's not in there, then I don't want to be in it either. Fucking Germany's making all the decisions. Germany has.
There's other ones that want more. They want to go back to it. Scotland's now. There's resurgence of Scotland busting up the UK to go back into the EU.
Northern Ireland too.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? We'll break up the United Kingdom a little bit here. The British Isles will still be a thing, but we won't be part of the Commonwealth. We want to go back into the EU. We want our independence.
And I think that they're going to negotiate super hard with England to show them, to make an example of them, so any other country that wants to leave.
Well, there's the flip of the Brexit, and that's London independence, where it's like basically the UK can get away from it, and London can join, where London becomes its own entity in the EU.
Right. Again, the London within the London, right? The financial district. Yeah, that's a major thing, right? Because that financial center, almost of the world, right, is they're going to lose a shit ton of money now that they're out, right? They need to get back into the EU so they can have free finance exchange. And so they're hurting really bad. And you can see, again, this is a way that the people are able to punish those high echelon 1%ers in England for the pain that they're feeling. They're lashing out. And so this is where I go back to like the media pumping out this meme that, oh, England's so regretful now. They're so mournful. They wish they had never done this. And to me, kind of like what's pointed out on this show, No Agenda, is like they keep talking about this in America and relating all of these people to being just like Trump so that we can associate like, oh my God, if we follow Trump, we're going to be mournful and we're going to be regretful too. Maybe nationalism is bad and we shouldn't do this. And they're trying to use this, it's the propaganda machine to show you how regretful they feel when you can go out onto the streets and find any 50 people to say any opinion you want. Sure. And then you put that on TV and you go, look, all these people, blah, 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 they say this.
Sure, but when they're actually having demonstrations and rallies against it because the youth voted overwhelmingly to stay and the older people who aren't going to have to put up with the consequences of leaving voted to leave, and the youth have rallies in London and everything else, it's not – I don't necessarily know that it's just all spin.
Who's more wise in their situation? The youth who haven't seen – 80 decades of change, or the people who've been there the whole time and said, you know what, when we joined this shit in the 70s, it's gotten nothing but fucked up and way worse for us, and we've watched it crumble, and we're done. We're out of this. Because they didn't join in until, I think, like the 60s or 70s.
For those doing the math, 80 decades would put them at Methuselah age.
What?
80 decades. I mean, yeah, you're right.
I feel like part of that is the laziness of the youth, where it's always like it's so easy to tweet, it's so easy to share, it's so easy to like, but when it actually comes down to it, the 40 plus is the one that shows up and makes the calls every single time. So it's and now the youth is like, oh fuck, we forgot to go out to vote. I was busy fucking playing, Gears of War or Overwatch or, jerking off to porn or whatever. They forgot to show up and put their opinion down. And that's why they're like, there's that backlash of like, oh crap, we really want to stay. I didn't mean that. Oh crap. So now they're
No, he's saying the young people voted to stay. The old people voted to get out.
But I don't think everybody, all the young people who wanted to stay, showed up to. Oh, they just passively just went like, whatever, fuck it, let the old people figure it out. And then now it's not in their best interest.
I remember I was looking at the website. It was something like 17 million to 14 million. Like
it's incredibly
It
close.
was really close. It was like 50.
Close.
Like if it was like a little tick over, like 1 or 2 degrees on the leap.
So again, if my theory is that the people are pissed off with their government, with their economic situation, and they're lashing out, whether this is good for them or not.
I agree, but in a different way. And I think it's kind of like what we're seeing here, because like the whole Trump thing doesn't fit in with the Republican normal views necessarily. His views aren't core or conservative. They're kind of all over the place. But I feel like the people who are going for him, it's the backlash as the world and as our country and as Europe moves more progressive and more liberal and more open to other ideas and everything, that side who doesn't agree with it is going to lash out. And I think we're seeing that lashing out there and lashing out here.
Yeah, that now brings it kind of back to my point. Are people still pissed off enough? Because obviously if you're like me, a Bernie supporter, and you still feel robbed in the sense that you legitimately feel that Clinton conspired with the DNC and pulled every dirty trick in the book that she could to edge out more votes, and technically neither one of them won, right? Like by the rules, neither one of them won, right? Because you had to have like something 3,500 or something total delegate votes, including the super delegates.
She passed that.
No, she didn't. She didn't. Look it up. Let's just check it, because I'm pretty sure neither one of them got enough votes between the state delegates and the super delegates to actually pull an official victory, which is why they're going to the convention to make whatever their last hoorah speech ultimately, the thing is the DNC can do whatever they want because it's a private club.
So you needed 2383, and she has 2111, counting pledged delegates, super delegates.
Right, so she didn't hit that standard either.
Yes, she did. You need 2383. She has 28.
Oh, she has 28.
I heard 21.
Oh, okay. That includes for both?
Mm-hmm. The Republicans have a different number they have to meet.
Sure. Well, a two separate party, they don't have to do. They can make up their own shit. But
And they do.
My whole thing is I don't want to vote for Hillary, and I'm not going to throw away my vote on some libertarian. So I'll probably end up voting for Trump just because I don't want to put a known fucking criminal in the fucking White House.
But you put a racist and a bully in the White House?
Yeah, because that doesn't bother me.
That bothers me. His one speech where he makes fun of the reporter who's disabled was totally, even if I was somewhere split where I might have voted for him, that one speech was enough to me never to ever listen to him again. I would never vote for someone to be in that high a position and that prominent of a position that's that much of a bully and that much of a terrible person.
Yeah, but the thing is
Hillary the figurehead of
Hillary
our
doesn't
state.
talk openly. All her shit's scripted, right? So she's just as much of a bully. She accepts, campaign money from like the most evil dictators all over the world. She talks about championing women's rights, but yet accepts millions of dollars from Saudi Arabia. Like she's talking about it both ends. They're both bullies. They're both racist. They're both pieces of shit. But she's an established criminal, and I'd rather see somebody else. I don't think that just the president alone can somehow destroy all of America, right? There's still a whole Congress. There's still a judicial system.
No, but you've got this guy going out there to other places representing you.
Yeah,
I don't want
the figurehead of our country.
They're already talking about how he can't go to the UK. They can actually deny him access based on comments he's made.
They voted on that a couple months back. They're like,
Yeah.
Parliament got together and like, okay, we're going to vote to see if we will allow Donald Trump to be in this country.
I would much
Because
rather
it
vote for
actually
somebody.
Yeah, but if he becomes president, are they really
that's-
going to say, no, we're not going to allow
They
the
could.
president?
They
Yeah,
could.
they pulled out of the EU. They can do whatever they
British
want.
people
We
are
don't
crazy.
know them.
They do whatever they want.
Yeah.
The thing that gets me is politics is a game. Like, there's a reason why you play politics. You play the game. Hillary Clinton can play that game better than anybody else. And yeah, it sucks that she champions women's rights and then takes, money from people who doesn't do that.
I would rather
But-
her take money from people that didn't do that. Just to
Well,
go,
like,
fuck you, I'm taking your money.
yeah. But like, she knows, like, I think better than anybody, she understands that sometimes you have to play people against each other to get to like it's never going to be this great jump forward. It'll be like these small little incremental things. And Donald Trump, I totally get, like, he can rally the troops, he can say a lot, but he pisses too many people off, and that burns too many bridges. He can't play the game to get everybody where he needs to go. He'll get a few people there, but he can't pull everybody like Hillary does. And she'll be able to, like, help me this time, I'll help that. Okay, backstab
let me
you,
make an
like-
argument against that.
Okay.
Hillary, who's been in the game for longer than any of us have been alive, barely beat an unknown Jew.
Okay.
Right? And here's Donald Trump, never in the game, just demolished the fuck out of everybody.
Okay.
So who has better political...
Name me, besides Hillary Clinton, who did Obama beat? Can't name a person. Inch or a mile, it doesn't matter. She still beat him. Still won.
No, she hasn't beat Trump.
Well, I'm saying, okay, like, to draw the parallels, when Obama beat Hillary Clinton and whoever else in the race, it doesn't matter how close it was. People remember Obama beat Hillary Clinton, and then Obama became president. 8 years from now, 12 years from now.
I thought we were just comparing political strategies. One's ability to implement a political strategy.
I was just saying that it doesn't matter how she wins as long as she wins. That's what I was
Sure,
saying.
I understand, but I'm just saying in the Democratic side, right? She had to fight tooth and nail all the way up to the bitter end, right?
Okay.
And she has literally the strongest, possibly arguably the most powerful campaign political machine behind her
Ever created.
ever created. Donald Trump had nothing, literally nothing.
Okay.
So his ability to get people to move with him, I would say, is far stronger than
I would say not, because he gets free press for saying terrible shit.
you. Don't, so you're not going to give him credit for using that as
I'll
a
give
skill?
him-
You're
no,
saying that's not a skill?
No, it is.
I say
100% it is.
he's smart enough to do that, but I say he's still a terrible person.
Okay, but they're both terrible. So that's their terribleness like neutralizes.
I don't
each
think
other.
so.
Douchebag or shit sandwich. That's what we just came back to.
They're both terrible.
You
I
just
would-
name the podcast.
I agree that I definitely don't like Hillary Clinton. I don't think I would be friends with her. She doesn't seem like a nice person. But I'd rather take that any day over someone who's a racist bully and has no facts, contradicts himself on everything he says, and would look terrible for our country.
I think that when people say Hillary Clinton more of the same, think like the economy isn't full swing to where it used to be, but goddamn it, it's turning around. They're building skyscrapers in San Diego. They're building houses. Like things are getting better.
I remember how it wasn't. That's one thing that pisses me off, and I don't understand when people say, like, disparage like or say Obama's done a terrible job, or I wish we could go back. Like, I remember 2008. I remember.
Do you want to go back to that?
I remember being laid off. I remember $5 a gallon gas. I remember housing prices crashing.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot better right now.
And I feel like with
I would
Trump
take right now over that.
Like
any
I
day.
think that what Jeff said, it's a good point. He can rally people behind a certain way, but it's easy for him people to play on the nostalgia. You're like, you remember back in the day when America was great and America was this, and you remember when you 50-year-old man, you remember when you were 25 and you can make all that money. Things will never be how they used to be, and it's easy for him to sit there and just pull on the nostalgia things because, of course, the guy wants to remember what it was like, or the woman, like, yeah, I was 25, I had the world by the balls, and then it just didn't work out for me. But if I listen to this guy, he'll get me back to that place, and it's never going to be that way. And I think he's really good at pandering to the audience and using dumbed down words to lay out an idea to say, like, if I say a really unique word like ignorant or I don't know, whatever. Fuck, I'm not good with the words, obviously, but it hones down the meaning more. But if I say stupid, everybody has their own idea of stupid, and they can paint their own picture in their head. And I feel like he's really good at just laying a general idea and letting people, like, if you listen to his speeches, his vocabulary is shit.
But he has the best words.
Yeah, he does. He's got the best ideas.
He's got the best words.
But like, listen, he doesn't use high vocabulary.
Believe me, nobody's
words.
got better ones than I do. These are the best. I've talked to the best experts, and let me tell you,
People are saying I have the best words.
The thing is like, I feel that whether I think I don't think that Trump getting in is somehow going to roll back 50 years of racist progression that we've made.
No, it will.
I don't think so.
It's not.
I don't
just
think
here.
It gives
I
all the
think
people that
everywhere.
already think like that, they see someone at the highest job possible in America that's doing the same thing. It gives them more fuel to go out and do it in public if the president is also saying the same thing. And I think that's why also on top of what you're saying, Stephen, that he uses simple words and connects with people. I think these are the people that he's connecting with that think, I don't like where America has gone. We have gay marriages open now. People can use bathrooms wherever they want, blah, 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 blah.
Trump doesn't.
And so those people are wanting to go back to when all that was hidden. And so I think that's connecting to the make America great again, quote unquote. I think that's what they are hoping to go back to.
Yeah.
So part of my issues is that Hillary's actual political agenda goes against everything that I want. Like, it literally is the opposite of everything that I want. She wants more national trade. She wants to duplicate NAFTA to the Pacific Asia countries.
The TPP.
Which will further destroy our economy. You know, like in the TPP, we don't have any food regulations that apply to those, right? So you'll never know, people have a problem with GMOs. You'll never know what chemicals or shit were fed or in the beef and the fish that are going to come over here.
There's no way to regulate that, yeah. Well, in the TPP, there's not.
Right, no.
I'm agreeing with
it
you.
actually specifically states no regulation because she has sold out to all international business, basically. She knows that people are going to go make...
Didn't she come out and say she's not for the TPP? Because
of course she did.
Because Bernie has pushed her on it?
It wouldn't surprise me if she flipped, though.
The thing is she spent almost 4 years pushing it super hard, saying it was the gold standard of national trade. Here's another thing, factoid. Who signed the NAFTA agreement? Bill Clinton. He's the one that did that. He's the one that reversed our, we used to have a surplus in trade with Mexico. Now we have like a massive deficit. We have like billions and billions of dollar deficit. Who also destroyed the Glass-Steagall Act, the one that prevented, that placed banking regulations, right, to stop them from doing the speculative investing with customer money. Bill Clinton did that, which eventually led to the 2008 housing crisis.
Because W had no part in that whatsoever.
I'm just saying, but who actually destroyed the Glass-Steagall Act? It was him.
And and again, 8 years of a Republican that could have repaired it and didn't. It's not Clinton's fault all the time. It's not this person's fault that your life is not what you want it to be. It's not going to be Trump's fault if it still isn't or if it gets better. There's only one person you have to blame for what's wrong with you. You. Maybe your parents if you adhere to that. At the end of the day, I just don't want a guy with that fucking hair in office walking around representing his ass to all the fucking Americans. Or to all the people in the world. People look at him, that's America. They see us, people don't hate on us as bad because we finally got a black man in the office.
Oh yeah,
Hoorah.
even just like I'm fortunate enough to I've been out of the country and traveled around. Always they know you're from the US and the first thing they want to do is talk about the president, whether it was back when President Bush was there or now with Obama. And there's a huge difference between how they talk to you and how they treat you with what president it is.
When I had to deal with being in Australia and W being in office, holy fuck. I mean, I had people that would, as soon as I opened my mouth, would turn around and just walk away.
You should have just told them, I don't vote, so it doesn't matter.
That's not my fucking problem. Why do you think I'm here right now?
I didn't vote. Like, I have no stake in the game.
And sometimes that helped in both cases. Why do you think I'm here? I don't vote. That made a difference. And now, like, talking to those people again and having some of them here, like, I've had Australians visit me since we've had Obama in, and they have a better attitude towards us because of it.
It doesn't bother you that she lied to Congress about the emails?
Can you name me one politician that has never lied?
No, of course not.
Then shut up.
No,
really.
Let me ask you. So
the email thing, let it go.
Yeah, I feel like for sure there's shady stuff about her.
Not just shady stuff. She put lives at risk, right? Because she had information on embedded CIA agents, who they were, what operations they were on, right? People who are secretly embedded.
How many?
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter how many. If it's one or if it's 1,000, come on.
But
that's American lives,
because,
dude.
No, if there's 1 or 1,000 or 10,000, how many people were put in harm's way because of W and his daddy?
Well, that's what I was going to say. If
good reason.
The amount doesn't necessarily matter, I agree, but what's the practice? Has this happened before? What did other Secretary of States do? Same thing?
I don't know.
No.
I mean,
maybe she's the one who got caught.
The previous Secretary of State, Colin Powell, he's the one that said that the Secretary of State needs to be on secure email servers and have exchanges that are protected because you have classified information. She knew this, and she adamantly went out to make sure her shit was not... The reason she had a private email server is because she didn't want all of her shady communications with foreign governments and these and these major corporations to be pulled out using the Freedom of Information Act. So if she kept it on a private shit and exposed all those American lives, all of those soldiers, people who signed up and said, I'm willing to put my life on the line to protect America. And Hillary Clinton's like laughing with fucking the Prince of fucking Saudi Arabia. Haha, this is going to be great. Yeah, I'll take $1 million.
This is so much worse than saying, we've got weapons of mass destruction in a country that might use them against us when they had nothing to do with the actual attack that came on.
That's bullshit too. And I think Dick Cheney fucking powered behind most of that agenda. Absolutely.
But but that's just it. It's like, did you vote for Dick Cheney? Did you vote for W?
But if given now, if people had said, if you had known in advance of voting for George Bush that we were going to go to war with a country that had nothing to do with some fucking international crime, and he pushed us in there, and you had the option to vote for him, would you still vote for him knowing that? Would you say, well, they're all corrupt, so fuck it, let's just go to war?
I didn't.
I'm just saying you got the information now. You got the information now of all the horrendous shit she's done.
I mean, besides having her own private email server where she deleted potentially emails that were unfavorable, like what?
No, specifically disregards against the oath that she took. She specifically violated the oath that she took. Knowingly.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, so in order,
slap on the wrist.
And that's Jeff's point. Is like our silence was the answer because we're like, and that's exactly your point. Like she knowingly did all this stuff, and why hasn't she been thrown in prison? If it was a bank that knowingly did it, we would have fucking been, yelling like, dude, why isn't Wall Street in jail right now? We would have been like, what the fuck? Why isn't General Motors in jail right now?
Well, look what they did to what's that guy, Payton? General Payton?
Patton?
No.
No
the guy that was the... Petraeus, yes. They found out that he gave some files to his girlfriend who was a fucking spy. Mm-hmm. Gone. You're done. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, and he's a general, too.
Yep.
Snowden is one of the most sought-after men in the world, and he just leaked a bunch of NSA files.
Yeah, about our constitutional rights being violated.
Yeah. But Hillary does pretty much the exact opposite. Actually puts people in danger.
Actually puts people in danger. The thing is all I ever hear is people go, yeah, but Trump, he's mean. He's mean. And I can't have a mean person.
Here's the thing. Neither of them has any real, clear, defined policies or procedures or any opinion. Trump goes back and forth one way or another.
Hillary does the same thing. She flip-flops.
Yeah, but the thing is, at least you have a voting record, right, where you show that almost every vote that every agenda that she's pushed, whether it was signing with fucking big ag business to take away our rights to fucking see how the food's being made, or to stop unionizing of farm workers. I mean, just down the fucking line. I mean, it's thing after thing after thing after thing where she's literally doing everything she can that goes against what the general public deserves or should have. And all you have at Trump is, well, he's made bad business decisions and the guy's a jerk.
No, you have.
That's all you got on him.
That's what you say. I'm telling you, Trump constantly with PolitiFacts.org is constantly being shown that he said this. 3 years later, he said that. A year after that, he changed again. He's constantly changing and adjusting. The man is a chameleon. He constantly tries to fit what audience
that's also Hillary.
Then why would you pick one over the other?
Because one that I don't have documented proof of him breaking criminal laws.
I would rather have the devil I know than the devil I don't.
Agreed.
I'm with Chad. I'm sorry, dude. As many times as you can say Hillary's broken law, she's still there, dude. And then that goes back to my original point. She plays the game better than anybody else, and that's why I want her on my team.
She has a machine of people behind it, right? The establishment.
I want her on my team. I want to be on the winning team. Is what I want.
The good thing is, I know you won't vote. So
yeah,
that makes me feel better.
I'm the passive youth.
There's definitely two people in this room who will not vote for Hillary.
So article PBS, whether you take PBS or not, talks about Colin Powell did use private email servers and has ignored requests to look on those private servers as well. So it's not that she set the precedent.
Yeah, but he was the one who also championed that should not happen.
But he did it first.
Yeah, because there were no rules, and then he helped.
That is a classic Republican tactic to say, "Hey, I did this. Don't do as I do. Do as I say."
Yes, there were no rules, and so he helped enact the rules that prevented that.
Who better than the person who was in it to say, I know that it's fucked up. Here's how we fix it.
Exactly.
Come on. If you put it that way, it's easy to say, oh, you're a Republican, you're wrong. But
says the guy who just said
says State Department has continued to look for Powell's emails, requests to connect to this private internet server, but the Inspector General wrote as of May 2016, the department has not received a response from Powell or his staff.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So what? Even still, so we let that asshole get a fucking pass, or we're going to let this bitch get a pass too? You got to draw the line somewhere. You got to draw the line somewhere. It's like, hey, buddy, could you stop stabbing me? Well, come on, I already stabbed you twice.
Nah, what's one more?
Come on, bro. Just a couple more stabbies. I already stabbed you twice. Get over it.
I don't know. I think in the pantheon of things, knowing that she did what somebody else has done, and knowing that it's bad.
I'm not concerned with the email stuff. I feel like it's just like a red herring that people keep bringing up now, especially since Benghazi is
been laid
hopefully
to rest.
dead the 8th or 9th time around, it's the only thing they can harp on. But agreed, like, I don't think, of course I wish it was different, and of course I wish we had a different candidate, and I wish that this wouldn't have happened, or we had somebody who we deserve who's virtuous and has never done anything wrong. But unfortunately we don't.
I definitely
so we have to
don't
make
expect
that choice.
anybody to be perfect, but I know, for me, the way that I would like to see the country move forward, that Hillary is specifically against all that. And with Trump, I do have a big unknown. You just have a big unknown. But I know for sure this is one I definitely don't want. Right? It's like, hey, we have a shirt that matches your outfit, that definitely does not match your outfit. Right? This shirt definitely does not match your outfit. Or we can go behind mystery door number 1. Right? And you're just like, well, I'm fucked if I choose that one.
You never watched Let's Make a Deal, did you? Did you always know what's behind door number 3? A fucking donkey.
I would rather at least have a chance and know that, again, I have countered the system, right? I've added another check to the unbalanced, right? I know this guy is not in bed with all the fucking rest of the crooks, and all the rest of those crooks hate the shit out of him. So
he's just a crook in and of himself, where he puts up all these condos, gets people to buy in, and then bails out, and they lose all their money.
But it's not illegal. That's the thing.
Should be.
It's probably
not illegal doesn't mean it's not the wrong thing
that's
to
fine.
do.
Then you can have an argument about ethical business practices, and you could have a long one, and clearly.
But that's the only thing he's coming in with, business practices. And if they're not good, if they're unethical, then that's the only thing I have to judge on.
He has the best business practices.
Look, even if he has only $1 billion, he still is done. He's still successful by my account. If you got $1 billion, because I don't know a lot of people with $1 billion. I know he says he's got like.
My dad gave me a couple $100 million in the 70s or 80s, and I just sat on it, and I'm sure I could have $1 billion too.
I don't believe you, because lots of people win the lottery, and one of the first things they do is go broke.
But they're not.
Well, he said if he sat on it, they
if he sat on it, yeah.
If I got
if you do nothing,
$100 million.
If you do nothing, your money will slowly inflate away.
Yeah, in 30, 40 years, I'd have $1 billion. Invest it in some easy.
If you do nothing
stock.
with your money, it becomes less valuable. It doesn't become more valuable.
If you do nothing but stock, if you have if you had $100 million, and then, let's say, what was it, the 70s?
I don't know.
Let's say
sure.
Let's say 70.
Put it in a stock in the 70s. I'd have $1 billion.
Yeah,
unless you bought houses in the mid thousands, then you'd be fucked at the end.
Well, if I bought them from the 70s right now, I would have.
You'd still be up. You'd still be up. But that's one of the greatest things about the market is that over the long haul, as long as you don't sell, you'll never be completely assed out. As long as you're relatively diversified. Mm-hmm. I mean, you touched like on the gas thing. It's like Obama didn't really do anything for the gas. Fracking did everything for the gas. Fracking made oil dirt fucking cheap.
Well, that and
the Saudis
oligarchy cartel decides they want to put fracking out of business by flooding the market.
Either which way, that you could say that the forest burned down because a tree that was on fire lit another tree on fire, but somebody lit the match, right? And the match was lit by the fracking companies, which spread all over the world, not even just in the United States. Fracking went everywhere as soon as that technology.
Well, they're having problems in Germany now, aren't they? I think I read that.
They just passed a law to permanently ban all fracking.
Good.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Fuck all that shit. Just, they should just make fucking Elon Musk the Department of fucking Energy.
That would be legit, dude. Fucking my vote. I would go out and vote for him. I would get off my ass and I'd go vote.
On to a lighter topic.
Wait,
and since we're talking about...
Come on.
I'll do this one thing. Play that video, and then we'll talk about
no game today. No game.
That's fine. Sorry. I'll save it for later.
It's a leftover.
What's the name of this? What's the name of this video? Do you have the title on there for the thing?
It says Ollie, Local Motors' first self-driving vehicle.
Yeah.
I was totally thinking he was going to give us Jonas Brothers.
I don't want to insult you, but you humans aren't that great at this driving thing. You bump into each other, you clog the same routes at the same time, and you're overwhelming the earth with pollution. It's getting bad out there, but I can help. Hi, I'm Ollie, and I would like to be your driver. I'm a self-driving electric vehicle meant for multiple people and optimal flexibility, designed from the ground up by Local Motors to be the next generation of mobility. I can operate like a chartered shuttle, run like a taxi service, or maneuver like a network of interconnected pods. I am the first of the robots that are taking over. Kneel at your new master. I jest. While I can see in 360 degrees and
like,
can
what
make
the
decisions
fuck?
hundreds of times faster
That
than
wasn't
you,
funny.
I am monitored at all times by a central human operator. So, you can feel completely safe while I'm in charge. I'd love to help move people across your town, or zip students across campus. Or maybe I will fill a new niche for you. A mobile gym, anyone? A bus cafe hybrid? How about a meeting that actually picks up its attendees? I just blew your mind a bit, didn't I? I can't wait to see where we'll go together. All you have to do is to call me up through your smart device and leave the driving to me. Get to know me over at meetollie.auto and learn how forward-thinking transportation will make the world and how you get to point B more efficient and enjoyable. I'm Ollie, your friendly neighbourhood mobility solution.
Okay, so Ollie
I hate to be smug.
is a self-driving car.
I'm pretty impressive when you think about it, aren't I?
That bus thing that we just saw,
Yeah.
it's electric and it was 3D printed. And it was 3D printed in 48 hours. And it was designed in 3 weeks.
Damn.
And so that locomotives, motors, whatever it is basically can meet any niche, like for almost any type of like business. So like the first thing they're using at some like seaport village like thing on the East Coast, basically. It's not necessarily a car area, but they want to be able to shuttle people around the thing. And so they designed that bus. They, gave it some AutoCAD people. They, designed it in like 3 weeks, and then they were able to 3D print it in like 48 hours, and it's fully electric and fully autonomous. And so this company can 3D print any type of car and have it be electric, and they can print them out like any shape, size, whatever that company or city or whatever wants. I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
That looked fucking awesome. I'd hop on one of those immediately.
Plus the idea,
like I like the meeting thing, the roving cafe thing, the moving gym thing. Like
Yeah.
all those ideas are
Sweet.
fucking awesome.
how
Hell yeah.
awesome is that? Yeah,
Seriously.
you like roaming cafe, like this, here comes your Starbucks, just fucking rolls around campus, whatever. It's like the ice cream man, right? Except for he doesn't rape you at the end of it.
I don't know what
just-
kind of
just
ice
me?
cream man you had.
It's just me. Sorry.
Just you, yeah, just you.
Mr.
But yeah, how-
Tasty indeed.
How cool would that be? Okay, so like there's a shuttle that takes you like that stop like a bus route.
Can
that
it
just
be a
has the
bar
Starbucks
that comes
on
and picks me
it.
up?
Seriously, that would be fucking awesome. Like it takes you around like North Park, downtown, PB areas, just
Yeah.
circles those whole fucking things. Dude, that'd be sick. I'm down for that. Hell yeah.
Food trucks business dead.
Gone. Yeah.
Just another one. Just mark that
Cabs,
shit right
gone.
off. Because you basically could have this mobile food or whatever thing come up to school during peak hours, and then fucking
You'd still have it. You just license them. So you just pay them a franchise fee almost. You'd be like, okay, I'm gonna rent your thing and I'm gonna run my business out of
So
it.
here
and
comes
then,
the
like,
Carnitas Snack Shack car.
yeah, dude, totally. That'd be fucking sick, dude. Like a literal like shack. It could be a shack with like wheels on it, just cruising around in the
You
five.
could finally get poutine without having to go to North Park on
That's
Monday.
what I'm saying, dude. That'd be
There you
shit.
go.
Dude,
Wait.
that thing's fucking sick. That creepy like overlord thing freaked me out
that,
real quick.
that made me not want to go on it anymore. I'll wait till the Google and
It's got a sense of humor though. I like it.
I don't appreciate that.
I think that's definitely our future. Like we're basically going to be handing more and more shit to
Good, I
over,
hope so.
over
Yeah.
to the robots.
I feel like that's going to be okay. So what was it? Last Christmas, I Skyped with my family. My grandma's reaching her 70s, like she's getting up there, right? And we were Skyping with them, and I remember like my family had to walk away, and I heard her in the background. She was like, "I never thought in my life I'd see something like that." I feel like stuff like that. That's where I'm like, that's where I'd be at. Like, I'd never think in my life there'd be like, oh yeah, there'd be self-driving cars everywhere. It always seems like this thing in the future that's just like just beyond your reach, but that it seems real, more and more real every
Second
day.
quarter of 2016 is when those will be.
I would rather have my Jetsons flying car than a self-driving.
Can't have a
I
flying
don't.
car.
Screw that. I don't want to have to worry about something coming down on my head
Dude,
because
flying
it
car-
breaks down.
Too hard to regulate, dude. Can you imagine the air traffic that has to go
Yes,
through that?
I can actually, and it would be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
But if we can do this on the ground, we can do this in the
Oh
air.
yeah, if you could do the all
Eventually,
automated,
yeah.
and you have like basically different tiers in the sky.
But the difference is these are going to break down and they'll stop. When something's flying and it breaks down, that's coming directly at my head.
I think we probably have a long ways too before battery power is strong enough to like really make an airplane that can carry a significant amount of weight.
That's the technology I'm watching is batteries. I want to see where
batteries
batteries
is such
get
a
to.
huge market.
Yeah, if we could get that technology at least another 25 years beyond where we are now, that's when shit gets real.
Well, dude, shit like this, you print solar. I don't know if they can print solar panel. Like half that thing, like 90% of that surface area should be solar powered. It should just be cells to absorb and charge as you go.
With
Plus
batteries,
kinetic energy.
aren't they working on creating graphene batteries so they can hold charges longer and you can charge them in a matter of minutes?
Yeah, basically making a giant graphene supercapacitor.
Yeah.
Is basically what it becomes. If they can again, that's another. The graphene thing always feels like it should be here by now because they've been talking about it for like 10 years, and you're like, "Fuck, man! Like, when's this graphene thing gonna, come to fruition?" But I think
takes one breakthrough.
Elon Musk, right? That's like his Giga factory. Like, part of the whole thing is just the battery factory, right?
Yeah.
And producing those here. And there's like several other companies. I think Samsung is one of the companies that wants to build a factory output capacity the size of Elon Musk's Gigafactory within the next couple of years, and that's just one of them.
Well,
making batteries.
Yeah, making batteries.
That makes sense.
Think about this. Okay, we've all grown up with a microwave in the house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember a time when there wasn't a microwave in the house?
I don't know.
No.
There's always been one in my life.
It wasn't
Well,
really
right now, because I don't have one in my house.
It wasn't
You
really.
don't?
No.
It wasn't really
Wow.
prevalent until the mid to late 70s. That's when it really started to show up in mass in at least American homes.
That didn't exist then.
Huh? You didn't? Yeah.
Computers. Okay, computers. Like, we remember there a time when there wasn't a computer at home. Now there's 3,
Right.
4 of them. There's a laptop, a phone, an iPad, or whatever.
I mean,
or a tablet.
It's a very good comparison. Computers really didn't start to take off until the mid to late 70s. That's when you had, a personal computing thing. It still cost thousands of dollars, but then in the 80s you saw it becoming more and more prevalent, and nowadays everybody's got one in their pocket, basically. So, when was the first computer invented?
First computer invented wasn't it like 1920s or some shit. It was
The
like a long
first
time ago.
modern computer was probably around World War II.
Yeah, so the Turing device.
Yeah.
Alan Turing.
Same thing with the microwave, 1946.
So what's the point you're trying to make?
It takes a few decades for shit to get, all over the place.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
not necessarily, because that
We're
exponential
growing
growth curve
exponentially,
it happens way faster. Because I'll give you an example. The iPhone as we know it, right? The first iPhone debuted in like 2007? 2006?
The 7, you're right.
2007.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
So look at what the fuck happened now.
Yeah, I still
Since
have mine.
2007.
You still have the first generation one?
Yeah, I keep all of them. Still works.
Why?
It's
I
like a collection.
Oh, that's
I
pretty
have
cool.
the,
That's a
iPhone.
legit
I have
collection.
the
Uber
second
gave me.
iPod that came out. The one that didn't have buttons. It has like the blue and gray screen. Still have that too.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What the fuck?
Oh, I'll have to find it.
Oh. Anyway, sorry, we got derailed. I just
The
thought it was
first
cool.
iPod?
It's like
It's the second one. The
The
first
second
one had buttons, physical buttons. This one had touch buttons.
it's like
I
the
see.
trackpad where you go.
Yeah, I remember that thing.
Yeah.
The click wheel.
Okay.
But that's the thing. Like you said, that first iPhone came out in 2007. We're on the 6th generation-ish now. We are almost 10 years out from when that came. How major, as far as, going from a standard oven to a microwave is a huge leap in technology. Going from the first iPhone to the iPhone 6S, not that big a jump in technology. It really
okay.
is.
I think
And-
it is, because
and-
you're talking about ubiquitousness, right? You're like, by the time the second iPhone iteration comes out, you're talking about hundreds of, millions and millions of these going out.
But that's you've got to account economics and the companies stand on that one. By the time Android caught up, everybody started getting a touchscreen phone. There are a lot of people that don't have iPhones but do have a smartphone.
Oh, yeah, I just use iPhone as an example because really the first touchscreen phone, right? That's like that was the fucking phone. That's like that's the thing that sculpted our brains about what a phone could actually be.
For you, yes.
Yes, and I think for most people.
I had a touchscreen phone, or at least played with one back in like 2005. Motorola made one for Hutchison's 3.
But that wasn't the iPhone where the iPhone became everybody can get this. That was like a select few people, and I think
No, that was everybody in Australia could walk up and buy that phone.
it was for
Australia has like less people than California. Doesn't it?
Even if it's Australia, for whatever reason, it didn't seem. I don't know because I never saw it, but it wasn't that everybody accessible type of thing.
Right. Australia, UK,
So-
most of Europe, parts of Southeast Asia.
Okay.
We're talking about a net population that is more than the US.
Okay, so you got me on that one. I have a very Americanistic attitude on it. If I didn't see it, it didn't exist. Whatever. I think you should compare Apple to apples though, because there was the regular phone, and then when the iPhone came out, that took it to an entirely different thing. And an iPhone isn't even technically a phone; it's basically everything you could buy in a Radio Shack catalog in one.
Yeah.
So I think this car thing is like you take everything that's in cars, and then you kick that fucker up 10 notches. So because that thing isn't just a car. That's a car and a mobile retail spot and a gym, and it's a mobile location too.
Well, it could be,
It's
but
totally
then again,
different thing.
That's the thing. Is like you're thinking, oh, only what they're pitching. But
and that's
why self-driving cars aren't a thing now. Like we have the technology already; it's there. We're not going to let that. We're not going to.
I don't know that we do quite yet.
It's close enough that we could take our hands off the wheel and be amazed.
That's the 2005. Like there was touchscreen phones out there, but for some reason, like not everybody. Like that's why I feel like it's on the cusp. Like it's there. It's that.
Give it. I think in 10 years. You'll see a lot of them on the road.
There's something will happen, which maybe batteries, maybe for whatever reason, like something's
what
gonna
will happen will be
ignite that.
Tesla cars are already
That will be
self-driving, and how many are they? That one where they fucking pre-sold, like you had to put something like
the base model,
2 or 5,000.
It's a new one coming.
The newest one, right? You had to, if you wanted to reserve it, you had to put like, was it $2,000 or $5,000?
Yeah.
A couple of grand.
Yeah.
And what was that for? It's like
that's to get on. That's the like.
No, but like how many 100,000 units did he sell? It's like
they went through like a shit ton.
100,000.
One
units?
metric fuck ton. That's
like,
how many it was.
Was it somewhere?
I don't know, and it's not coming out until 2018.
That's
depending
just
on
to
where
get
you're.
on
Depending on where you are on the list, you might not get it till 2020, 2019.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because by then electric cars will potentially be better than that car.
Right, and all of the car companies, right, are forced into this now.
Once those hit the market, that's gonna flip everything, dude.
It's like he's building this infrastructure to produce this thing. Once it's on, and it's like, oh, cool, 75 cars a day are coming out of this thing every day. You know, I'm sure Elon Musk is not a guy to just sit around with idle hands. You know, the guy will probably, be pushing some other, crazy shit. And it will just, the cost of it, right, will just drop down exceedingly low. And then everybody's good. The economic reasons for owning an electric car or using an Uber-like platform for self-driving cars is so vastly superior than trying to own your own car if those self-driving cars are always available when you need them.
Yeah.
If they're available when you need them all the time, then you're only paying for just each ride.
Well, think about, we've talked about this before and we could go on, but even just if there's no parking lots anymore, if everyone uses an Uber-style self-driving car, think about how much more space we have to build out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All parking lots can be built on.
Businesses will want this, like probably even more aggressively than the individual people.
I thought this was really cool. Uber started an Eats app where you can be an Uber driver and you can pick up food and deliver it to people.
I used that today.
Yeah, how did it work?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you get?
Okay.
Did you tip
it actually says
that's actually a good question. Did you tip?
First of all, okay, like I noticed, like they sent me an email saying that it was coming. Then I noticed in my Uber app the other day that at the top there's a car and there's a dish with a fork and a knife.
Yeah.
I touch the dish and the fork and the knife.
Uber Eats.
It takes me to the webpage, which then redirects me to the Google Play Store. I download the Uber Eats app.
Yeah, the little fork with the thing around it. Yeah.
So it's its own separate app. And it's like a fork/Airbnb looking kind of.
Yeah.
They've got a little bit more variety.
What did you order?
Okay.
What did you order?
Is that what you want to know?
Yeah. What did you order, and did you tip them? Because I'm really curious about the tip thing.
That's what I was going to say. In the app, it doesn't. It says tips are not necessary.
Of course it is.
That sucks.
Your normal pizza guy, you'd give him $2 or $3. The Uber guy, you don't give him shit.
Really? Okay, hold on a second. I want to round robin this shit.
We're gonna. Oh, dude, we have to say this.
No, we don't.
We're
no, we don't.
We're gonna split this podcast in half, and it's going to be a bonus.
Okay, look. So
Let's see if I
round
can make
robin.
two out of it.
Starting with Chad.
I have to piss.
How much do you tip to pizza, dude? Because I don't think it should matter whether it's one pizza or three.
Depends on the order. Depends on the service.
Let's say you're a regular
pizza.
Friday. Yeah, one pizza and a 2-liter Coke.
Yeah, you know what? I'll base it on what I normally do for pizza.
Perfect.
Okay. Normally, I'll go to a local establishment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I won't mention your name.
Jesus Christ, man, get it the fuck out!
Come on.
Split it, fuck off.
Yeah,
Order's going to be roughly $50. I will tip the guy $7 minimum.
Okay.
That's
$50.
good.
What kind of pizza are you buying?
Seriously, dude. You're
Well,
some
it's a
high-end
custom.
pizza.
Have you
it's a
seen
custom
this no
pizza.
sock wearing motherfucker?
Yeah, it's a custom pizza. We'll usually get that.
I've been trying your no sock thing. This sucks. This is the worst thing I've ever done.
Oh, whatever.
Are you using the powder?
Look, when you get
Oh, that's why we're wrong. You have to use the
yeah,
powder.
when you get used to not wearing socks and not wearing underwear, you will fucking.
Do I always have to feel like I'm in a swamp? Is that the thing?
No,
Like,
you use the fucking powder. Damn. All right.
Anyway, so
$7.
people wear
Okay,
socks
what do you
anyway.
tip the
Yeah.
pizza guy?
I give them $2-3, just whatever's laying
$2 or
around.
$3. Two
Standard
or
tip.
three. Man, two sucks, but three's like doesn't suck.
It's all right, yeah.
But two sucks.
Three is standard, depending on how long they take.
Wait,
then
how
it
much
can-
is-
Then it can go down to 2.
How much was your order, Steven?
It doesn't matter how much it is.
It's usually like
$2
$20.
Just gonna do- So if your order was $50, you're just giving the guy $2.
How many?
Who's spending $50 on pizza?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
What
if
if
it's
you
a
had
house
people
party,
over? Yeah.
it's a house party. Then I'm just gonna give him like a hand, whatever's left over. It's gonna be keep the change. That's usually what it is.
Your
I don't.
average
I'm not.
order?
I'm not sitting there like calculating like, oh, 15%. You took 20
You
steps.
only
20
order
steps,
pizza
5
when it's a party? Because I order pizza just for myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
and what
just-
you
just
like
one-
wrap it up and you throw it underneath
Oh,
your
that
bed.
one smoke it? I mean, what?
No, I eat that whole fucking thing, dude. I could eat a whole medium pizza. I'm not going to eat it all at once, but
Oh,
I'll
I
eat,
thought
like,
you were like rolling the.
No.
No,
the
that's when you
circle.
put it under your bed,
what's
right?
with the rolling shit? Yeah, something's got to go under my bed.
You gotta stash
Okay.
it.
I got
So-
extra
Wait,
T-shirts
wait,
everywhere.
Rob, what's your average pizza order?
I don't ever usually order delivery, but it's normally around 20 to 30.
Okay.
And you tip $3-4.
Yeah, usually 3.
You hit
Ish.
the 10% mark.
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you ask? Well, like, what's
I don't know, because to me, my the lowest I'm going is $4.
wow? I'm a cheapskate.
Like if often I will tip $5.
And what's your average order amount before
Uh,
tip?
2 medium pizzas.
So roughly
$20,
10,
maybe
$15?
$20 on a bad day.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just like I go to Pizza Hut and it's just whatever the fucking
Whatever's in
special
the
is.
app. Yeah.
See, I'll sometimes go higher depending on how nice the person is. If they're just kind of, it's always going to be 3.
What do you
But if
we ask him like 20 questions when you get there? How the fuck do you tell how nice he is?
you can tell how friendly someone is depending on when you answer the door, what they say. If they're just like, $20.
What if
Wow,
there's
first
then they
impressions are everything with
then
you,
they
man.
get 3. But if they're nice, like, because whenever you open the door, I say, "Hey, how's it going? Like, how's your night?" If they just like, "Here, $20."
my answer?
like,
I give you a shitty Russian accent. I'm delivering pizza on Friday. How do you think a night is?
$3 for you.
Fuck off, American asshole.
$3
And so I
for you.
can't be chipper like, oh, I'm doing really well. You know, I'm delivering pizza, but it's cool because I'm gonna get fucked in the ass later.
All right, so
Ja-
wait,
You don't have to be
used,
cheaper.
Jackie used that eatery thing, whatever it is. What's it called?
E24?
No, what's the eat thing on the Uber app? What's it called?
Uber Eats. Yeah.
Uber Eats.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, she used Uber Eats to get a Starbucks. A Starbucks.
How much
Us,
upcharge
the
do they
Starbucks
charge you?
is 3 blocks away from our house.
It's just down the
It's
road. That's
just
right.
down the street from our
Holy
house.
Shit, I thought I was lazy. That is fucking.
How much do they
my
charge
God.
you? Like, say
It
the
was
Starbucks
free.
is like,
The first one was
No, that's
free.
the first
Yeah.
order though,
The first one
because
was
they want
free.
you to use the app. That's
Uh-huh.
why.
so how does this? So Chad, you've used the Amazon one. How does this compare to Amazon? Have you used Google yet?
No, I have not. I've only used Amazon Prime now and Uber.
I need you to use Google, and then we can compare and contrast all 3.
But with these two, I'll say this that Uber Eats had a better selection of places.
They have a
to
lot of
come
partners.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Streetcar Chicken
Yeah.
just past Coin Op.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
love that
Yeah.
shit.
Good
They're partners
shit.
with them.
Good chicken.
I'm just gonna walk down there. I don't know why I would Uber that shit. Yeah, seriously.
Dude, honestly,
It's like 3
I
blocks away
find
from me.
enjoyment like when I find a place that I can walk to that's 3 blocks or 4 blocks away.
this is
It's
so
3 or
bad.
4 blocks away.
It's not that
See,
far.
I've got
Yeah.
a rule. I've got a rule that if I'm not already in the car coming from somewhere else, if it's within a 10-block radius of my place, I'm walking. Period. I will not drive or bike to that because
That's pretty decent, yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
But if I live out in the burbs and I want like, artisanal food or something, like if I want streetcar, if I want like carnitas or something, and if I live in Lemon Grove or 10, 20 miles away, then yeah, I'm going to, order that stuff with the Uber Eats thing. But yeah, if you're close enough, you should walk.
With Uber Eats or with Amazon, do they come in special packages, or are they just picking up whatever they get from the place in their brown paper bag and delivering it like that? Is it like pizza where they have the special keep it warm
Who
kind of
orders
thing?
it? I want to know who orders it. Does Uber place your order?
No, that's
We can
I
find out.
talked
We're
to
going to fucking throw this
I
shit
talked
off.
to an
Pizza.
Uber driver yesterday.
Rob's got
about this.
$5.
I got 2 at least.
He owes me 20.
Here's how it works. They partner with the companies and they send the orders in once you place it through the app. Now, the big difference is with Amazon Prime now, you have a place to put the tip in.
See, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's why I like to ride Lyft instead of Uber, because I
You
want
tip
to
out.
tip.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
it feels weird getting out of the Uber. You're like, well, I don't have any cash, so
See,
I
yeah.
saw
peace out.
I saw a breakdown on the YouTubes, and this woman did all this fancy maths for Ubers, and basically demonstrated that Uber drivers don't make any money.
Not really, no.
They basically at everything when you add up the gas and the wear and tear and the insurance and all.
When you add up wear and tear and the insurance, that's when your
basically
return
just
goes
even.
to yeah,
They're
pretty
saying
much.
just breaking even. They're saying the only advantage is you can go work for Uber to get money now.
Yeah,
Like
that's
if
what
you
it
need
is.
cash now,
Yeah.
but otherwise you're working for free because you're trading your car.
it's like a payday loan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
you're trading your car for the money now.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I'm doing with my car. I know my car is on its last couple legs. It's got 120,000 miles. I'm running that thing into the dirt. So that's why I have no problem putting miles on it like crazy.
What are you driving?
Volkswagen Jetta 07. So it's almost 10 years
okay.
old. It's got dings in it, the lining's coming off. It's on the verge
Do
of
they
that
ever
car.
tell you you have this much time left to get a new car? Because I remember when I did Uber, they were nothing older than 2006. And my car was a 2006. And I was like, oh, I guess this will work for 1 year.
That might come up though, because I do know that they have an age limit on your car. It can't be a certain age, and then they'll kick it off. Mm-hmm. So that might be a thing. I haven't heard anything yet.
I would love to have an Uber Classic, where somebody comes and picks you up in
Dude,
a 59.
badass.
They have
Lincoln or
they have
something.
Uber Passport where you can take somebody who will take you from across the border all the way down there too. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was
They got
that
Uber
could become a
Passport?
thing. Yeah. You can go.
Holy
you can be.
fuck.
You can
How
be.
much does that if you're in the fucking line to cross into America for 2 hours?
It only goes from, as far as I know, it only goes from USA to Mexico, and it's
Into
a 20.
Mexico.
Yeah, it's a
Sucks
$20
for
fee.
that driver.
That's
Yeah.
not bad. Well, if I have a Century Pass, I haven't done it because I'm I don't really know. Maybe a little sketch. I don't know. But I have a Century Pass, so getting back over takes me no time at all.
That sticky bed
Depends-
incident
it
still
depends-
haunting you, huh?
It depends on the time, but yeah, if you have a Century Pass,
Yeah.
you can get through
You can cut a
Even
3-hour
if-
line into 20 minutes.
20 minutes,
Yeah,
30
with that
minutes
fast.
at the worst time.
Yeah, yeah.
At the worst timing.
Chad, I thought that was funny. I don't think anyone else heard
I
that.
didn't
But
hear
you
it, though.
can't take a Century Pass if you got somebody in the car who
No,
doesn't have one.
No, I tried that one time. That doesn't. Oh
That
no,
pisses them off.
Yeah, the border patrol freaks. They stick the dogs on you, dude. They don't like if you have to have a Century Pass to go through Century. Don't. Yeah, no, bad experience.
I remember, my boss, he had a Century Pass, and he had the Century sticker on his cart, like everything.
Yeah.
And so we would just wait in the Century line, and then I would have to get out once
Yeah,
we were there, and then go
the
walk
very front.
through,
Yeah.
and then get back in the
He picks
car on
you
the
up and
other
then go.
side, because it was still way fucking quicker to walk through than to wait in the 3-hour line.
Dude, the thing's gnarly.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of waiting, we'll just have to wait till next time to talk about whatever movie golf game I had. I can't even fucking remember.
That means it was good.
And other stuff. So, do you want to wrap this up?
No, but I will.
Begrudgingly.
Yeah. I like you guys.
Aw.
Tomorrow, VR at Josh's house all day.
Down. Hell yeah.
Oh, it's recorded. It's on record now.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Rob can always
the
edit it
thing
out.
is
Be like,
my girlfriend's leaving
it's
at
fine.
1 o'clock to go to her grandfather's house up in Riverside.
So
So there's
Steven,
no
don't be
way
on
we
the
can
corner.
get into a fight. We can't get into a fight if we're not phically near each other.
You say that, but
Yeah, but she won't be there to
I'll
chase
fuck,
you
yeah,
down
I'll
the
fuck, I'll
street.
fuck with you.
So
I'll
we're
fuck
fine.
with you.
Okay, yeah. If you want to connect with us, we're on Reddit, which I wish people would go there because our Reddit
It's dismal.
subreddit is
Everything has two
lacking in
upvotes.
activity.
Everything has 2 upvotes,
Yeah.
and one of them's mine.
It's mine,
other
you
ones
and me.
Yeah,
Some
we're
have-
the only people.
We have
upvoting.
9 subscribers.
Yeah, who are you 9 people?
I don't know who those
Seriously,
people
what the
are.
fuck? Yeah.
Well, there's 5 of us. There's 4 of us. There's Chris probably, and then
No,
I
I don't
doubt
think
it.
Chris.
No, he's not doing anything anymore.
No, it's probably my mom and dad.
Are they on Reddit?
No, they don't. I couldn't. Have you ever tried to explain Reddit to somebody? Because that's impossible. But
Who
if
doesn't-
if you do know what it is, go to ours. It's Covalence Cast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our Covalence.
All right, it's Covalence Cast everything at Covalence Cast on Twitter.
Yep.
Covalence Cast on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Covalence Cast on Facebook.
Yeah. If you guys want to comment how much you tip people, that's always cool. We'll argue about that for a while. Like, I'll get in a Facebook war with you. Why not?
$2 is not acceptable. Let him have it.
Yeah.
Bye.